Okay, let's talk about finding comps for land. We seem to be running into that more often, and I will tell you, I've made a lot of money on land and selling land. So, the biggest thing is, guys, is that you're going to have to drive the neighborhood. You're going to have to build relationships with people around you and around that property and see if you can figure out what has been going on. Has there been a lot of remodels going on? Has there been any new houses in the last 2 or 3 years built around there? And then we're also going to talk about acreages and how to figure that out. So, first things first, you're going to Google the address, and I will tell you that a lot of the inner city lots are they're not prime sales pieces, but I do sell them. You're going to want to talk to builders that will build an inner city lots and figure out what their parameters are. I'm always going to Google the address first. I want to see what everybody else is saying. I'm not going to spend time on this video doing that, but you want to Google the address and just look at everything that you can look at. You're going to want to see if there's addresses around there or action going on around there that you may be able to do something with to be able to compare against. Maybe there's been a brand new building, commercial building built, something like that. Maybe there's news of some increase in historical or increase in money that's been given for revitalization of that area, different things like that. We're looking for information. You're not always going to find great information. So I'm going to give you a couple pointers that I use when I find lots and how I'm going to go about it. First things first, um, I'm going to go to Zillow. And the reason I'm going to go to Zillow is number one, it's the easiest to use. And number two, it's the most versatile. So the first thing I do is I Google the address, I go to Zillow, I pull up the screen here, I scroll down, and I'm looking at the land. So the lot size, which is 0.26 acres, quarter of an acre. I'm going to keep scrolling down. I'm going to look at the tax history. Now this one here says that it's worth 900 bucks. So $900 is going to be hard to prove that that's all that it's worth. Assessment is showing that there is a county website link there. You can go to there and see if you can get on there. Again, I'm not going to spend that time going through that. I know in the Midwest and Iowa and that, they give me the market value of that land in that area. Not all states are going to show that. So right now I'm thinking to myself, this property is worth about $900. And I know what you're asking because you're asking the same thing I am. How are you going to be able to sell something for $800? Well, here's the thing, guys. We got to figure out what else is going on. So, first things first, we're going to look there. So, $900, $896. And I'm going to copy, you've already copied and pasted this, but you're going to go here under the magnifying glass area, the search bar, and you're going to search it again. And the reason we do that is that it's going to show me the neighborhood. So when I close it down, it's going to show me the neighborhood. Now we're talking 17 grand, 2100. Let's do this again. So we'll magnifying glass. We're going to let it get caught up. We're going to close it out, and it highlighted it right there. So we've got, some pretty low priced houses here. And some really low price. We go from 22.20 to 73, and this one is for sale at 130. So the possibilities are there. This is in Kingman, Arizona. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change all of this to recently sold. I'm going to go to home type and I'm going to uncheck everything but lots and land. Let's see what pops up. Guess what? Nothing. So they say that results within 2 miles. So within a 2-mile radius, we're seeing lots, but these are in developments, and it's kind of an unfair comparison. There are a couple here, one at $4,700 and one at $23,000. Again, guys, you're going to have to drive the neighborhoods. You're going to have to look what kind of houses are being built there, what kind of returns or prices are they selling for. I mean, if it's a $30,000 house, the market today, you're about 24% of the value of the house is in the land. So, you know, they're kind of high, so you might be able to accomplish something, but again, my mind is still on $900. I got a $4,700 one and a $23,000 one. I'd be writing that on my piece of paper. And now I'm going to go ahead and let's zoom out. Oh, look, we've got a couple pieces here. So we've got 8,000, 8,000, and 15,000. They were all last year. Okay, now I'm feeling pretty comfortable. 8, 15,000. So at this point in time, I would figure my high at 15 and my low at 8. So that's where I would be on that one. So let's do another one. This one is in Powder Springs, Georgia. I'm going to copy this one again. We're going to look down here at the assessment. We're at 1.5 acres. Let's look at the assessment. At the taxes are showing $12,120. Not too bad, a lot better than the Arizona one. So let's do this again. So let's close out. We're going to magnifying glass or search this. And the reason being is, again, I want to see the neighborhood. So we're going to close. And there's not a whole lot. But we're talking $115,000 homes. 115, 164. We're recently sold. We got lots. We don't have anything. Nothing at all. So I'm still at 12,000. Let's zoom out once. Boom. Nothing. One more time. Okay, we got a 200,000 at a 36 acres. So this is what I would do. So just to have an idea of what's going on, I would take 200,000 because that one just sold. Well, it sold in 16, so it's still 2 years ago. Divided by 36.6 acres is 5,464.48. So let's figure, for sake of argument, 5,500 times 1.5, because the lot that we're looking at is 1.5 acres. So 5,500 times 1.5 is 8,250. So right there, I've got a low bid and a high bid. I have a low bid, a low comp, a low comp of 8,250, a high comp of 12,120. But let's keep looking. Let's go one more. All right, so we've got a couple of them that are a lot closer to the prices and also are a lot closer to this year. So this one here to me doesn't even count. We got a 0.6 acre lot sold for 75. This one's a 1 acre lot sold for 29. This one's a half acre lot. I'll tell you guys, that $29,000 one looks like a pretty good comp to me. So let's think about comp and what that is. A comp is comparable to what you are looking to sell. So this one's 1.45 acres. You're talking 1.5 acres. I think that one's pretty close. I mean, honestly, 29,000. And if you want to make sure you hit that number, you could do 29,000 low, 29,000 high. Now, I will tell you, the bid sheet does not work. So you would do a $29,000 comp, 65%. So you would take the 29,000 times 0.65, 29,000 times 0.65. So my high bid would be $18,850. So again, I'd be Googling that address. I'd be looking at things in detail to see if there's anything that's going on around there. The next one is in California, and I've been doing some looking on this one here. This one is 82.69 acres. Pretty awesome chunk of land. I am going to do the normal thing. I'm going to go down. I'm going to look. So tax assessment is $56,000. I'm having a hard time believing that it will sell for $56,000. Let me rephrase that. I have a hard time believing that the value is $56,000. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to paste, which I've already done this, and I'm going to close this, and this is out in the middle of nowhere. It's a nice chunk of land, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, this one here was a 10-acre lot for $6,000. So the last one was 86. So if we would take 6,000 times 8.5, so 6,000 times 8.5 would be 51,000. So maybe that's right. Maybe 51,000 is the comp. We're still going out. So here's a 2.76 acre lot that went for 410. This one's a 40 acre lot that went for 12. But we're talking different towns and everything. This one is in Palmdale, and we have two of them in Palmdale, and the price is pretty low. So for me, the comp would be at that 56th. I would probably call them and see where they're at with it. I mean, obviously, if they want $1.7 million, we're not seeing those numbers. If they want 50,000, you might go ahead and sign it and see what you can do with it. Guys, when in doubt, sign it. This is probably one of the hardest things to comp. So you're going to have to go by your gut. You're going to have to drive around the neighborhood and look. You're going to have to decide if it is going to be a viable piece of land to be able to work with. And you're going to want to talk to some other buyers and builders and things like that. So that is finding comps for land. If you have any questions at all, get a hold of your coach.